Good morning, everybody. I am Anusha, working as Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department in the Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In my videos, I was discussing about programming with object-subject, which is all related to Java. In the previous video, we have discussed about synchronizing thread and inter-thread communication. Now, in today's video, we will just explore the lang and util packages of Java. The lang and util packages are present inside the java.lang and java.util packages. The lang package, it provides classes that are fundamental to the design of the Java programming language. The most important classes are object, which is the root of the class hierarchy, and class instant, and the class, which provides the instances which represent the classes at runtime. The wrapper classes are also present inside the lang package, and these classes are boolean, character, integer, long, float, double, which provide a number of methods for converting the primitive values into objects. So these are the classes which we make use when we want to convert the primitive values like integers or boolean values into the object of that type. The void class is a non-instantiable class that holds a reference to a class object representing the type void. The class math provide most commonly used mathematical functions such as sine, cosine, square root, power, etc. The class string buffer, and string builder similarly provide commonly used operations on character strings. The classes class loader, process builder, runtime, security manager, and system provide system operations that manage the dynamic loading of classes, creation of external process, host environment inquiries such as the time of the day, enforcement of security policies, etc. The throwable class encompasses objects that may be thrown by the throw statement. Subclasses of throw represent the errors and exceptions. The Boolean wrapper class is a class which wraps the value of the primitive type Boolean in an object. The byte class wraps a value of primitive type byte in an object. The character class wraps the character value, primitive type character value into an object. The class provides the instances of the class, represents classes and interfaces in a running Java application. The math class contains methods for performing basic numeric operations such as exponents, logarithms, square root, trigonometric functions, etc. The abstract class number is the superclass of the platform classes representing numeric values that are convertible to the primitive types byte, float, long, int, and short. The object class is the root of the class hierarchy. The string class represents character strings. The system class contains the standard input, standard output, and error output streams. The thread class provides constructors and methods to create and perform operations on a thread. The throwable class is the superclass of all errors and exceptions in the Java language. The void class is an uninstantiable placeholder to hold a reference to the class object representing the Java keyword void. Now let's look into the various interfaces which is present inside the lang package. The auto-closable interface is an object. It contains this auto-closable interface is made use on the resources which may hold some on objects which may hold some resources. For example, you can have a file or a socket which may be holding some resources. So an object may be holding resources like as file or sockets. So this auto closable is used to close that. So close that object. So an object that may hold resources such as file or socket handles until it is closed. The character sequence interface is a readable sequence of character values.
చెప్తున్నారా ఒక్క సెకండ్ ఎవరు లేరనుకున్న లోపల నేను స్టార్ట్ చేశారు అతను సర్లేండి ఇది మాత్రం కొంచెం గ్యాప్ ఏం మాట్లాడకుండా ఒక 2 seconds
ఏంటి ఫోటో అయినా తీసుకోవాలా
నేను క్యామ్ స్టాండ్
అయిపోయిందా కంటిన్యూ చేయొచ్చా
ఒక 2 seconds గ్యాప్ ఇచ్చి
the clonable the clonable interface is implemented by a class that contains the clonable interface to indicate the object.clone method that is legal for that method to make a field for the field copy of instances of that class. The runnable interface should be implemented by any class whose instances are intended to be executed by a thread. The comparable interface imposes a total ordering of the objects of each class that implements it. The iterable interface implementing this iterable interface allows an object to be the target of the enhanced for statement or the for each loop. Next, let's look into some of the exceptions in Lang package. The class not found exception. It is thrown when an application tries to load in a class through its string name using the for name method in a class. The exception class and its subclasses are a form of throwable that indicates conditions that a reasonable application might want to catch. Arithmetic exception is thrown when an exceptional arithmetic condition has occurred. The array index out of bound exception indicates that an array has been accessed with an illegal index. Illegal access exception is thrown when an application tries to reflectively create an instance, set or get a field or invoke a method but currently executing method does not have access to the definition of that specified class, field, method or constructor. No such field exception is thrown, which it signals that the class doesn't have a field of that specified name. No such method exception is thrown when that particular method cannot be found. Runtime exception is the superclass of those exceptions that can be thrown during normal operations of the Java virtual machine. Next is the Java util package. The Java package contains collection framework. This Java util package contains collection framework, some internationalization support classes, a service provider, properties, random number generation, string parsing and scanning classes, base 64 encoding and decoding, a bit array, and several miscellaneous utility classes. This package also contains legacy collection classes and legacy date and time classes. Now let's look into the collection interfaces. The collection framework consists of several collection classes as well as collection interfaces. Some of the collection interfaces are displayed here. The collection interface it enables you to work with a group of objects. It is at the top of the collection hierarchy. The DQ interface of collection interface extends queue to handle double-ended queue. The list interface extends collection to handle retrieval of elements based on the closest match searches. The navigable set, it extends the sorted set to handle retrieval of elements based on closest match searches. The queue interface extends collections to handle special type of list in which elements are removed only from the head. The set interface extends collection to handle sets which must contain unique elements. The sorted set extends set to handle sorted sets. There are a set of collection classes also available inside the collection framework. The abstract collection class implements most of the collection interface. The abstract list extends abstract collection and implements most of the list interface. The abstract queue extends abstract collection and implement most of the queue interface. The abstract sequential list extends abstract list for use by a collection that uses sequential rather than random access of its elements. Linked list implements a linked list by extending abstract sequential list. The array list class implements a dynamic array by extending abstract list. The array DQ class implements the dynamic double-ended queue by extending abstract collection and implementing the DQ interface. The abstract set extends abstract collection and implements most of the set interface. Enum set extends abstract set for use with enum elements. Hash set extends abstract set for use with a hash table. The linked hash set extends hash set to allow insertion order iterations. The priority queue class extends abstract queue to support a priority based queue. The tree set implements set stored in a tree which extends abstract set. The random class is these are other classes which is available inside the util package. The random class is used to generate a stream of pseudo random numbers. By creating an instance of this class, we can generate a stream of pseudo random numbers. The scanner class is a simple text scanner which can parse primitive types and string using regular expressions. The string tokenizer class allows an application to break a string into token. The formatter class is an interpreter. It is an interpreter for printf style format strings. The date class represents specific instant in time. So in this video, we have discussed about various classes and interfaces available inside the Java Lang package. To prepare these slides, I had referred Java Complete Reference and the Oracle tutorial website as well as the Java T point. Thank you for watching my video. That is all for today. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.